Welcome to Growth Mindset Success, where your journey to personal excellence begins. Here, we unlock powerful ideas and timeless wisdom from the world's most influential books on success, mindset, and motivation. In a fast-paced world, you need guidance that inspires and equips you to act, improve, and rise. That's what we deliver. No fluff, just value. Whether you're an entrepreneur, dreamer, or seeker of clarity and purpose, you're in the right place. So sit back, relax, and get ready to grow. If you find value, don't forget to subscribe for weekly book summaries that unlock your full potential. Let's dive in. Introduction: The Power of Thought. Let me start with the big idea of the book. James Allen tells us that we are the makers of our own lives. Not luck, not circumstances, not chance, but our thoughts. The way we think determines the way we live. Imagine your mind as a garden. If you plant flowers, you'll get beauty and fragrance. If you let weeds grow wild, they'll take over. In the same way, good thoughts bring peace, happiness, and success. Negative thoughts bring pain, failure, and suffering. Every choice, every action, every outcome begins with a thought. Chapter 1: Thought and Character. The first lesson is simple but powerful. You are what you think. Our character, who we are deep down, is built from the thoughts we nurture every single day. If you think noble, uplifting thoughts, you shape a noble character. If you harbor angry, selfish, or destructive thoughts, you build a weak character. It's not fate. It's not luck. It's the law of cause and effect working in the realm of the mind. Think of it this way. Every action you take is like the fruit of a seed. That seed is a thought. Just like a mango seed produces a mango tree, your thoughts will always produce results that match their nature. Good seeds grow good fruit. Bad seeds bring bitter fruit. Our lives are simply the harvest of our own thoughts. And here's the deeper truth. Your thoughts are the tools with which you build or destroy your own life. In the armory of thought, as Allen puts it, you can forge weapons that hurt you, or tools that create peace, joy, and strength. If you constantly dwell on negative, selfish ideas, those thoughts will shape your habits, and your habits will shape your destiny. But if you choose to feed your mind with honesty, kindness, and discipline, those qualities will become part of who you are. Nothing in your character is by accident. You didn't just wake up one day with courage or laziness, patience or anger. These are the results of repeated thinking. A courageous man has practiced courageous thoughts. An angry man has entertained angry thoughts. Day after day, thought after thought, the mind shapes the person. This is why Allen says that every human being is the master of their own character. Even in our weakest state, we are still in control, though sometimes we misuse that control by letting harmful thoughts run our lives. But the moment we become aware of this law, the moment we realize we are in charge of our thinking, we can begin to change. We can rise higher, step by deliberately choosing better thoughts. Just like gold and diamonds are found by digging deep, wisdom and strength are found by digging into your own mind. Every experience, every challenge, every little decision is an opportunity to trace back the cause, to ask, what thought produced this result? When you start doing this, you unlock the secret that you are not a victim of chance, but the maker of your destiny. Chapter 2: Effective Thought on Circumstances. Now you might say, but what about circumstances? What about the world outside my control? And Allen's answer is clear. Circumstances are not random. They are reflections of your inner world. Life mirrors what's happening inside your mind. If you constantly complain, blame others, and think negatively, you'll find yourself stuck in negative situations. But when you take responsibility, shift your thinking, and focus on growth, your circumstances begin to change. It's not magic, it's alignment. The outside world always adjusts to the inside world. Remember this truth: circumstance does not make the man. It reveals him to himself. Challenges don't come to punish us. They come to show us what we've been cultivating within. If I want better results, I must plant better thoughts. Think of your mind as a garden again. If you allow weeds of fear, laziness, or dishonesty to grow, then your life will reflect that, perhaps through failure, loss of trust, or missed opportunities. But if you plant seeds of effort, honesty, and discipline over time, the harvest of those seeds will show up in better circumstances. Alan even explains that people don't really attract what they want. They attract what they are. This means that wishing, praying, or hoping for a better life won't work unless your inner state matches it. For example, a dishonest man may pray for success, but as long as dishonesty rules his mind, success will slip away from him. We see this in everyday life. A man who hates his job, but avoids effort will continue to remain stuck, no matter how much he dreams of a better career. Another man who works hard, builds skills, and thinks positively eventually rises above his old circumstances. The difference is not luck, but thought turned into action. And here's something crucial. When you fight against your circumstances without changing the inner cause, you'll only keep repeating the same patterns. For example, a person may move to a new city, hoping for a fresh start, but if they carry the same mindset of fear or laziness, the same struggles will follow them. Change must begin within, not outside. Alan reminds us that when we alter our thoughts, our environment reshapes itself in surprising ways. Suddenly, new opportunities appear, new people come into our lives, and doors that were once closed begin to open. It may look like luck to others, but it is simply the natural law of thought at work. So when we look at our current circumstances, instead of blaming the world, it's wiser to ask, what in my thinking has led me here? Because once we know the cause, we hold the power to change the effect. Chapter 3. Effective Thought on Health and the Body. Alan then takes it a step further. He says our thoughts even affect our health and our physical body. The body is like a servant of the mind. When the mind is filled with fear, anger, or worry, the body suffers. Stress, illness, and weakness often grow from unhealthy thinking. On the other hand, when the mind is filled with joy, peace, and optimism, the body naturally becomes stronger, healthier, and even more youthful. Haven't you noticed how some people in their 90s still glow with energy and kindness, while others much younger already look tired and bitter? The difference is often in the mind. Pure thoughts create a pure body. Negative thoughts poison the body. So if you want health, start with your mind. Guard your thoughts as carefully as you guard your body, maybe even more carefully. Alan gives us powerful reminders here. Fear has killed people as quickly as a weapon. Anxiety drains the body of its vitality. Anger tightens the chest and weakens the heart. On the other hand, thoughts of love, kindness, and peace create harmony in the body, allowing energy to flow naturally. Think of your mind as the fountain, and your body as the stream that flows from it. If the fountain is clean, the water remains pure and refreshing. But if the fountain is polluted, the stream carries that poison everywhere it goes. In the same way, your body simply reflects the condition of your thoughts. This is why many illnesses are not just physical, but mental and emotional in origin. Doctors can treat the symptoms, but true healing often begins in the mind. A person who constantly imagines sickness often invites it. But a person who nurtures gratitude and positivity builds resilience, sometimes surprising even the doctors with their recovery. So to renew your body, you must beautify your mind. To keep your health, you must cultivate cheerful, forgiving, and uplifting thoughts. Wrinkles of worry disappear when the heart learns to rest in peace. And even in the face of challenges, a calm mind becomes the best medicine of all. Chapter 4. Thought and Purpose. One of the most practical lessons in this book is about purpose. Alan says, until thought is linked with purpose, there is no real accomplishment. In other words, drifting through life aimlessly will only lead to frustration and failure. We must have a central purpose, something to guide our thoughts and actions. It doesn't have to be something grand at first. It could be as simple as doing your job well, taking care of your family, or committing to personal growth. What matters is that you choose a purpose and focus your thoughts on it. When your thoughts are scattered, your life is scattered. But when your thoughts are united around a purpose, your life gains direction and power. Think of a ship with no rudder. It just drifts wherever the waves push it. That's a life without purpose. But once you install the rudder of purpose, you can steer your life to any destination you choose. Alan reminds us that even the smallest duty, when done with purpose, builds character and strength. If you cannot yet see a grand vision for your life, begin with the responsibilities right in front of you. Perform them faithfully, and little by little, a greater purpose will reveal itself. And here's something important. Doubt and fear are the enemies of purpose. Every time you give in to doubt, you weaken your focus. Every time you let fear lead, you wander off course. That's why people with no clear purpose often feel lost, anxious, or stuck. They are like travelers with no map, going in circles but never arriving anywhere. But when a person decides on a purpose, even a humble one, they suddenly discover strength they never knew they had. Effort becomes easier, energy flows, and obstacles begin to look like stepping stones instead of walls. The truth is, failure often happens not because we lack ability, but because we lack direction. A weak purpose makes a weak life. A strong purpose, even in the face of difficulties, creates resilience, and every setback becomes a lesson, not a defeat. So, if you want to master your thoughts, begin by giving them something worthy to serve. Choose a purpose. Hold it firmly in your mind. And each day, ask yourself, are my thoughts leading me closer to my purpose or pulling me away? That simple habit alone can change the entire course of your life. Chapter 5. The Thought Factor in Achievement. Now we come to achievement. Alan reminds us that all success, whether in business, art, or spirituality, is born from directed thought. Every invention, every discovery, every breakthrough began first as an idea in someone's mind. Achievement requires sacrifice, not of your happiness, but of your weaknesses. To rise higher, we must let go of lower habits and thoughts. Alan puts it clearly, no one can make you strong except yourself. You can admire others, you can learn from them, but in the end, you must lift your own thoughts if you want to rise. As he says, a man can only rise, conquer, and achieve by lifting up his thoughts. The more we discipline our minds, the greater our success. The universe, Alan says, does not favor the selfish, dishonest, or greedy. It favors the honest, the virtuous, and the selfless. The world may sometimes seem unfair, but in the long run, the law of thought always proves itself true. And here's the key: no progress, no achievement, ever happens without sacrifice. The athlete sacrifices comfort for discipline. The artist sacrifices distraction for practice. The honest businessman sacrifices shortcuts for integrity. In every case, thought is the beginning and the fuel of success. Weak, scattered thinking can only lead to weak results. Strong, focused thinking opens doors that once seemed impossible. And once we achieve something, we must continue to guard our thoughts, because victories can be lost if pride, laziness, or selfishness creep back in. Alan reminds us that achievement is never handed to us. It is earned, step by step, in the secret place of the mind, long before the results are visible to the world. Chapter 6. Visions and Ideals. This is one of my favorite parts of the book. Alan says the dreamers are the saviors of the world. Every great achievement began as a dream. Columbus dreamed of new lands. Inventors dreamed of new machines. Spiritual leaders dreamed of peace and freedom. Without vision, humanity cannot progress. So, cherish your dreams. Hold tight to your ideals. Even if your circumstances seem poor right now, a vision can lift you out of them. Your vision is the promise of what you shall one day become. Your ideal is the prophecy of your future. Dreams are not idle wishes. They are the seeds of reality. Alan tells the story of the youth who dreamed of a better life. He worked hard, stayed true to his vision, and in time rose to greatness. And this isn't just his story, it's ours too. We will always grow into the vision we cherish most deeply. So dream high and live toward that dream every day. Think of the oak tree. Inside a tiny acorn lies the vision of a giant. It may take years, even decades, but with patience and persistence, the seed fulfills its destiny. In the same way, your vision may not come true overnight, but if you nurture it, protect it, and work for it, the results will one day be undeniable. Alan reminds us that weak desires bring weak results, but strong, consistent visions shape destiny. The people we call lucky are often those who refuse to let go of a dream, even when the world doubted them. What others called chance was really the natural outworking of a long-held vision. And this is why your vision matters so much. It becomes the compass of your life. Without it, you drift. With it, you rise. A noble vision calls forth noble actions. A selfish vision limits you to shallow rewards. But a pure, uplifting vision shapes not only your life, but the lives of those around you. So ask yourself, what vision am I holding? Because sooner or later, you will step into it. If it is a small vision, your life will be small. But if it is a great vision, your life will be great. Dream big, dream with purpose, and let every action of your day water the seed of that dream. Chapter 7. Serenity. Finally, the book closes with the jewel of serenity. Calmness of mind, Alan says, is one of the greatest powers we can develop. A calm person isn't easily shaken by anger, fear, or doubt. Instead, they carry peace within themselves, and that peace influences everyone around them. Think of the calm person as a strong tree giving shade on a hot day, or a solid rock during a storm. We all want to be around such people. Serenity comes from self-control, from understanding the laws of thought, and from living in harmony with them. It is the reward of discipline and wisdom. When we cultivate serenity, we gain true power. Self-control is strength, right thought is mastery, and calmness is power. To end in Alan's words, say unto your heart, peace, be still. But serenity doesn't arrive suddenly. It is built over time, through patience, reflection, and practice. Every time we choose not to react in anger, we grow in serenity. Every time we face fear with courage, we strengthen our inner calm. Alan explains that the calm person becomes a source of stability for others. People naturally trust them, look up to them, and feel safe in their presence. This is why serenity is not only a personal jewel, but also a gift to the world. Think about it. How many problems in life come from lack of calm? Arguments spiral because anger takes control. Poor decisions are made because fear clouds the mind. But when calmness rules, clarity returns, and solutions appear. Even in business or daily life, serenity is practical. The calm leader makes wiser choices. The calm parent raises healthier children. The calm friend heals wounds just by listening. So if we want true success, not just wealth or recognition, but a life of depth and meaning, we must cultivate serenity. It is the crown of all the other lessons in this book. After all, what good is achievement without peace? What good is vision without balance? Serenity is the state where all other virtues find their home. And here's the promise. Serenity is possible for everyone. No matter your past, no matter your struggles, calmness can be developed. All it takes is the daily decision to master your thoughts, to practice patience, and to anchor yourself in peace. Over time, this calmness will grow so deep that nothing in the outside world can disturb it. So, what is the message of As a Man Thinketh? It is this: your life is not ruled by chance, fate, or luck. It is ruled by your thoughts. Change your thoughts, and you change your life. You are the master gardener of your soul, the captain of your destiny. Guard your thoughts. Direct them toward purpose. Nurture your visions. And above all, cultivate serenity. Because as you think, so you are. And as you continue to think, so you shall become. That is the timeless wisdom James Allen gave us, and it is just as powerful today as it was when he first wrote it more than 100 years ago. When we step back and look at the entire book, we can see a clear path unfold. It begins with thought and character, the foundation of who we are. It moves to circumstances, showing us that life outside is shaped by life inside. It touches on health and the body, reminding us that even our physical well-being is influenced by our mental state. It then calls us to purpose, to achievement, and to the vision that carries us forward. And finally, it crowns it all with serenity, the ultimate reward of mastering our mind. In today's world of constant noise, distraction, and stress, Allen's message feels even more urgent. We are told to chase wealth, fame, and success, but few remind us that the true beginning of all these things is found in our thinking. Our thoughts are the roots, and our life is the tree. If you take only one thing from this book, let it be this: you hold the key. You are not powerless. You are not at the mercy of circumstances. The quality of your life will always mirror the quality of your thoughts. So if you want a different tomorrow, start by planting different seeds today. And remember, growth takes time. Just as a garden needs patience, effort, and care, so does your mind. The results may not appear instantly, but they will come steadily, surely, and unfailingly. James Allen's words are not just philosophy. They are a call to action, to think better, to live better, to rise above, to master yourself. Because when you master your thoughts, you master your life.